Hi, this is Patrick, and I'm going to be exploring Darwin IV. Alright, Darwin IV IV Universe. Darwin IV. Let's read about the planet. From an altitude of roughly 39,000 kilometers, we had a splendid view of the planet. We had to come to explore. With an equatorial diameter of 66,563 kilometers, Darwin IV is somewhat smaller than Earth. Its prominent color is a dusky ochre, revealed by space monitoring a red too crispy defined polar caps. Polar caps? Anaerobic sea. And the rest of the regular planet, and the mountains and the plains and everything else. So we have that, anaerobic sea, and the poles. The poles. I call this bottom pole and top pole. The planet's slightly less, tilted this way. Well, Earth is tilted this way. So you smash into the planet, it's going to smashing right there and nowhere else. The fourth planet of the Darwin binary system, Darwin IV, is the home of impulsive diversity of native life forms. Once an Earth-like planet with large oceans, Darwin IV is too small to hold the water bodies for a long time. Through those years, the soil lost its seas. Although Darwin is technically considered a desert planet for having little surface water and scarce precipitation, the planet is still thriving with life. So, what this says, won't tell you that I've gotten into the water. Micros died. They had to live in the springs. Yeah. Ouch. Have to move your whole place from a nice, cute sea. And this is the only sea. It's actually just made of, microbes made their own sea. They turned themselves into a sea. The anaerobic sea. Right there, that purple blob is the closest thing for a sea. System, Darwin IV system. Moons, too. I call them, let me see what I can call them. Maybe after the pose, I'll call one Ilico and Alekino. Alekino and Ikiko. Cool names. Orbital position, the fourth planet. Earth's the fourth planet from the sun, so we're kind of the close relation. It's not real, though. Don't take this as a panic. It's not real. Ratian period, 26.7 Earth hours. Orbital period, 7.728 Earth days. Class, terrestrial. Diameter, 6,563 kilometers. Atmosphere, breathable, oxygen-rich. Climate, semi-arid. Gravity, 0.6 G. Primary terrain, grasslands, deserts, mountains, pocket forests, anaerobic sea, and tundra. Surface water, veterinary zone. Ready? Location and physical aspects. Like the name suggests, Darwin IV is the fourth of 6 planets orbiting Darwin, an F-class binary star located in the Milky Way galaxy. It's 6.5 light years from the solar system. The 2 Darwin stars are located so close to each other, they often give an impression of being a single sun when seen from Darwin IV. In fact, the large dimness of the odd daylight optical effects commonly found on planets orbiting a binary star. The length of Darwin's year, twice that of Earth. Its day lasts for 26 Earth hours, 0.7 Earth hours, and the planet is orbited by at least 2 small moons. In some respects, Darwin IV is a similar planet to Mars, both similar in size, Darwin IV being slightly smaller and behaved like having had large oceans in the past, which eventually evaporated. In both worlds, most of the remaining water and natural friction in the ice caps. This is where the water is, and this is the microbe's new home. Yep. Let's see where we are. When rictus and achieved with the seasons, unlike Mars, however, Darwin IV has a dense atmosphere rich in oxygen. Remember, Mars was stripped of its oxygen before Earth was. Earth's not stripped of its oxygen. Don't panic. We can all still breathe. But Mars was stripped of it, and then Earth kept its oxygen long after Mars lost it. Darwin IV has a dense atmosphere, rich oxygen, water vapor. The combination of relatively weak gravity on 0.6 Earth and oxygen-rich atmosphere allowed Darwin IV native fauna to reach gigantic sizes, including the flying creatures. Interesting facts: Darwin IV's rather rainy rain is virtually non-existent, though there are hurricanes and tropical storms, but they differ from Earth's being swarmed from temperature change rather than large bodies of water. Most of the surface of Darwin IV is covered by vast plains, especially in the areas where it used to be seafloor. Endless grasslands now dominate these areas, what scarce forests, plague bark trees, growing near the few lakes and rivers left. The planet is almost entirely encircled in an acre region by a large mountain range. In sense, the solution-rich savannas are the closest Darwin IV comes to true oceans. Quantity of water trapped in the planet is vast. And the plants is vast. It says right here, native flora, ground tree, jelly bladder, plant, flake bark, tree, tube grass, etc. Native fauna, anaerobic sea. I call these anaerobics, the microbes on Darwin IV. Arctic siege. I think it's another microbe. Arctic siege strider. That's it. One. Arrow tongue, beach sloper, beach quill, butted tree, daggerist, ectophage, emperor sea strider, eel sapien, growback, gyrospermer, jet darter, keen strider, skewer, etc. Behind the scenes, universe expedition, which is a book that I really am going to get for my birthday. Creator, Wayne Boyle. As started above, Darwin IV currently has little liquid water, although lakes and streams are most of the planet's water found in the atmosphere, frozen in the pole caps inside bodies of living creatures. On the northern hemisphere of the planet, the large region called the anaerobic sea, actually a huge living entity calling a billion microscopic organisms, the ones that came from the sea that had to make their own sea. Yeah, life's not fair. And everyone knows life's not fair. The 10-meter deep gallonish, being covered about 5% of the surface, retains the large quantities of water inside itself. Ecology. Darwin's IV plants are dominated by solution plants such as tube grass and floral weed. And small pocket forests reside in the largest floral organisms of the planet. The towering plague bark trees, which are home to creatures like the daggerus and trunksuckers, which feed on the trees. Near the poles, the tundra region blanketed small gray-green lichen-like organisms. Life in the skies of Darwin IV is abundant, as in the oceans of Earth. Countless tiny organisms like amphibians, macroflyers spend their whole lives floating in the skies of the planet that make up the main food source of Darwin IV's airborne fauna. These miniature creatures are so numerous they sometimes darken the sky. Many larger air creatures of Darwin IV are floaters. Rather than flyers, they have large hydrogen methane-filled bladders to stay afloat. The largest of these floaters is the ebony blisterwing, which attains a wingspan over 300 meters. Air particles like skewers and followings propel themselves through air combining methane. Small jet darters have a biological vision of a rampant ending, complete with turbine and bone and gistle. The Eusapiens, large floating predators, are the only sapien species on the planet. Its civilization promotes technology limited to spears and clubs. The ground-dwelling creatures show a great diversity of morphology, and in 200,000 years, they'll have a civilization of their own. They're going to take up by the llamas, which I'm not spoiling what are. Because we're going to do that, and we're going to save the llama for Yamaima for last. The ground-dwelling creatures show great diversity of morphology. Though they all share common characteristics, Darwin IV's terrestrial fauna divided into 4 categories: metaphymenans, 1 leg; bipedans, omonopedans, monopedal, 1 leg; bipedal, 2 legs; tripedal, 3 legs; and quadrupedal, 4 legs. Nearly all predators of Darwin IV are liquivores. They secrete special enzymes to liquefy meat before consuming it. One more notable trait in Darwin IV fauna is the lack of eyes. Instead of organisms by an echolocation, Earth's bats divide on being blind to visible light. The organisms are able to detect light in infrared spectrum due to thermal receptors similar to those Earth snakes. And many creatures of Darwin IV are bioluminescent. That means they can produce their own light. Their light they produce is visible both in infrared and normal spectrum. Most organisms in Darwin IV are warm-blooded, full of energy. Predators are known for achieving great speed when running. Besides plant-like photosynthesizers, animals like consumers and insensible predators on Darwin IV, there's 2 groups: electrophages, and butcheries. We're going to check all these out. This is what we're doing. We all have these. So, that's my look on Darwin IV. So let's read this. Emperor Sea Striders, that thing. Not hiding it. I can't hide it, but you know. That's it. I'm not telling anything else. Roaming the anaerobic sea. They do that. The eel sapien. Several animals on Darwin IV. There you go. That's my screen recording.